morning when I woke up and I looked at the market, the crypto.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's crazy how the pullback was strong.
yeah, exactly right. So didn't expect that at all.
But to me, the kind of the actual correction is not over yet.
hmm
Uh, but it's more for Bitcoin than all other coins.
You mean only for Bitcoin? You don't think it's over?
Yeah, for Bitcoin, it's not over.
Oh, for real? You think it's gonna keep on correcting?
Um, so if it keeps going up, I
Mm.
think it might go maybe to like 770 or 80, maybe 100, but then it's gonna come back again to around that 50.
Around 50 from 100 to 50.
That's why I'm kind of skeptical for it to reach 50, to reach 100.
Okay.
Maybe it's gonna go to 80, but then go comes back to 50.
Do
The
you listen?
setup is kind of
Yeah.
messed up.
Do you listen to the predictions that people have?
Not a lot actually. There are some. Most of the predictions that I listen to are for Ethereum, especially Ethereum.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I listen most of the time to Bitcoin, and predictions are like 200 by the end of the year, 200,000.
Whoa.
That's kind of a small one, actually. So, like, some people are 300,000. I think it's a lot, but most people are around like 200 and definitely over 100. So,
Uh, yeah. Over 100, I would say yes, maybe. But when they go to some 200, 300, I mean, by the end of the year,
yeah, by the end of the year, right?
yeah, that's kind of too optimistic.
Like, it's aggressive, but
Yeah.
you never know, right? So, like last year, the Bitcoin was at 4,000. So,
Mm.
I mean, like, yeah, no one could actually predict that, I guess.
I know.
Yeah. All right, great. So, yeah, we're gonna start. So, basically, today, that's basically what we're gonna talk about. Just looking at the cryptocurrencies, we saw that in the last weeks, I think, or days or weeks, there was kind of a correction and it keeps on going down, except today. So, we would like to just kind of have a discussion about it. And if also you are interested in sharing your opinion, what you think about it and all, that would be the right time to do it. So, I'm going to share my screen right now, just so everyone sees a bit what we're looking at. All right, Emmanuel, you can see my screen.
Yeah, it's coming.
All right, perfect. So basically, I'm gonna take a look at the Bitcoin. And the reason why I'm taking the Bitcoin, it's only because it has the dominance on the market. So most of the time we see that Bitcoin is leading. If it goes up, everything goes up. If it goes down, everything goes down. So that's why basically I'm gonna take a look at this one instead of taking a look at other ones, right? So there is some great things that I was listening to last week, and I'll just playing a little bit also with the charts. Usually, what I like to do, I like to look at the moving averages, and I'm starting always just on the daily. So one thing that a lot of people noticed recently is that oops, let me see if you take a look at the 100 moving average. So I'm just going to say briefly what is the moving average. It's the average of the price during a certain amount of time, a certain period of time. So for instance, now the blue line that I just added is the 100 last days, which is the average, right? So normally we see that when the price is over the moving average, it's a good sign. That means that we're trending up, right? And it's something that is good. So that's where we actually people are buying even more, and we're looking at an uptrend. Now, what happened recently is that the price went under the 200, the 100. So yeah, right here you can see that it went just a little bit under that, So people were expecting to maybe even go down, right? Is it a reversal time, or is it something that is the end of the bull run, right? That people are talking about. At the same time, there was something really interesting. So last time we talked about the RSI, looking at when the price is overbought or oversold. So just to remind you, when it's overbought, it's over 70. When it's oversold, it's over 30. And we can see that it basically touched the 30, right? Which is actually a good buying sign, right? Normally we're looking at when the RSI is around 30 or under 50, we're looking for like a buy, yeah, just buy at that time, right? So that's technically what we can see. Usually, when I'm doing my analysis, I'm gonna go just to always try to zoom out, right? So the thing is that the more you zoom in, the more you can be scared of things. So when you look at the weekly chart now, you can see that it has been going up, but now it seems to be decreasing. Looking at the RSI, so is it actually correcting? That's something that you might wonder. And after that, you can zoom out even more and looking at the monthly. And you can see that on the monthly, as I was talking about the RSI, it's really, really high, right? So it's actually possible that it's going to drop after, correct, or just slow down on the RSI. Like if I'm looking in the past, when the RSI was that high, eventually it goes down, right? So based on that, I know that last or few weeks ago, Emmanuel actually did found something really great about the reversal pattern that is happening. I don't know, Emmanuel, if you want to share your thoughts about it.
Yeah. Let me just share my screen now. Can you stop your screen?
Yeah. Please, guys, also, it's more kind of an open conversation. So if you want to just jump in and share your thoughts or ideas or something, please do.
All right. So the way I look at the way I look at this market currently right now is, first of all, when I go to the weekly, what I see on the weekly chart is a kind of a reversal pattern. Not really a reversal, but depending on how it's going to continue, I can confirm if this is going to be a reversal or a correction. So last time I saw it when it was here, and this pattern here, which is like a double tap, as we all know, it's usually a reversal or a correction pattern. So when I saw it here, I was hoping for it to go all the way down to 45, but it came down to 47, and now it is kind of pulling back, but I'm not so bullish back yet, because when I go to the daily time frame, I can see that it crossed over the 50 moving average, and normally it has to go back to test this 50 moving average if it's going to reverse and keep going down. So unless it breaks this, I'm not going to be very, very bullish. However, something that I have to mention is, as you know, the BTC, the Bitcoin is losing the dominance in the crypto market. So this is the chart for Bitcoin dominance. Let me just zoom out a little bit. So you can see right now the dominance is at 50%, 51%, which was most of the time the highest it has ever been was 72, and now it's at 51%. Which means exactly that it's really, really losing the dominance in the market. And what I believe is happening right now, because there is so many prediction and so many stuff coming up for Ethereum, what I think is happening right now is that some heavy investors are pulling money out of Bitcoin and they are taking it to Ethereum. So if you look at Ethereum, the last few days, what Ethereum was doing, that it was actually just pushing up. When Bitcoin was dropping, Ethereum was pushing up. So I think the money is just coming out of Bitcoin and going into Ethereum. And once that happens, I believe the market will be a little bit more balanced in a way that Bitcoin won't really be affecting all the cryptos that much. But for now, Bitcoin is still really affecting a lot of crypto, if not all of them. And yeah, Ethereum is one of the one that is kind of moving really, really strongly right now, and I'm very, very bullish on this one. But in terms of Bitcoin, Bitcoin is still kind of in a messy area. For me, Bitcoin is still in a messy area, and until I see either either Bitcoin breaking back above these moving averages. If it breaks back up above these moving averages, then I can say, yeah, maybe it's gonna be bullish, or it's gonna consolidate around this area here. But as long as it's still below this, I can't be really, really bullish on Bitcoin.
So let's say you open XRP, right? You're looking at like, yeah, exactly, some other cryptocurrencies. XRP, it's one that is in the top 10, right? So you
Yeah.
see right here that there is the same downtrend, right? So during the last days, last 10 days, it went bad, right? So same thing as the Bitcoin, same thing like many other ones. So do you
Yeah.
actually think that Ethereum is going against the trend of cryptocurrencies right now?
Not necessarily. So the way I look at it is when I'm looking at it, when I'm looking at every crypto, I balance it against Bitcoin. So I go Ethereum, Bitcoin, Ethereum against Bitcoin. And from what I can see here is that we had a good reversal right here. So I was looking at it before. So I saw it when it broke out here. And then right now there is a kind of a reversal. And so this is just what is kind of giving you a point of view of how strong the Bitcoin movement gonna be compared to that particular crypto. So for example, for Ethereum, if you know that Ethereum against Bitcoin is bullish, then if Bitcoin goes down, Ethereum won't be that much affected because Ethereum is already expected to go bullish against Bitcoin. So we can look at XRP against Bitcoin.
I just saw something. Josh has raised his hand. Maybe Josh, you can turn on your microphone.
Yeah, so great information here, and I'm asking, probably there's people in the group that want to ask is that, I have around $200, let's say right now, and I'm thinking with Bitcoin going down, do you feel like, hey, let me put a $200 in, and you know maybe I'll get a recovery if it goes back up to, let's say, 75,000, or do you feel like, you know what, Ethereum has a lot to grow, and it's more of a better bet to put that $200 into Ethereum and grow it out over the next coming year or so?
Mhm. Yeah, that's a good question. Maybe you can, since your screen is open, Emmanuel, you can share
Oh,
first. Yeah.
yeah. So for me, I would say right now, right now, Ethereum would be the perfect choice because there is just so many things coming up for Ethereum. For example, one of the things that are coming up for Ethereum is the fact that they're gonna limit their supply. So which means right now they don't have a limited supply. When they have a limited supply, then that means the money, like what we have, will only be what will be available for sale. And secondly, they're gonna start what we call burning their token. So it will be a decreasing supply. Every time you use Ethereum to do something, to send something, to pay any gas fee and stuff, the supply will reduce, which is contrary to Bitcoin currently has a limited supply, but there is no change to that supply. It's not going to be decreasing. We know that we have 21 million Bitcoin, and there's nothing else coming after that. But for Ethereum, we know that Ethereum, first of all, right now, it is still with unlimited supply. But secondly, there is going to be a limited supply. And after that, the supply will be decreasing, which is something really, really good. However, Bitcoin still has a kind of the major, like the major say, or it's applied the most by institutions than Ethereum right now. Most of institutions, when they go into cryptocurrencies, they usually use Bitcoin. And we have seen a lot of institution into Bitcoin than Ethereum right now. But yeah, Ethereum has a little bit more upside coming shortly than Bitcoin.
All right. And quick question again. Going back to, I have a $200 or $150. What coins would you suggest? Because I see there's a lot of coins that are, under $1 and rising, like example, Dogecoin or so. And, with $150 to $200, you can pick up quite a few of those coins, and let them sit for some time, and that $100 can easily turn to $5,000. So what would you recommend? Like, let's say your top 3 coins would you recommend, aside from Bitcoin and Ethereum, which I could put down a $200 in. And,
Actually, I want to say something about that first. So the first thing is that let's take $100 instead of 200, so it's easier to split, right? So if you have $100 to put, depending on how confident and how comfortable you are with cryptocurrencies, I would say to always stick to normally top 2. I think that Bitcoin and Ethereum are definitely leading the market, right? So it's kind of a safe place to put your money in. But the thing is that, you can put, if you have $100, I would put most of it into those 2, right? Or maybe looking at some other projects like XRP, Cardano. But most of the portfolio, I think it's safer, right? Especially if you don't know, I'm talking if you don't know much about cryptocurrencies. For the rest, though, if you feel like there is some other coins that might be interesting, it's good to also maybe sometimes have money to play with, but I would usually use the money that I'm kind of willing to lose, right? And if I'm making my calculations right, let's say if I'm willing to lose $5 out of my 100, then I can put $10 into a small one, right? Just because I know that if it drops 50%, which is totally possible, because when we expect big gain, we also expect big losses, right? So I would basically just put $10 and see how it goes. So if it goes bad, then I'm losing only $5. If it goes good, then I'm making $15 or $20. That's personally what I think. Maybe Emmanuel, you can also share. And if you guys have other questions as well, just raise your hand or you can put them in the chat. So yeah, Emmanuel, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I would say pretty much the same thing, actually. Bitcoin and Ethereum are one of the most and well-known and well-reputed right now. So for a conservative investor, this would be the really the best place to put your money. But when it comes to risking a little bit more now, I would advise to look into some coins that are kind of revolutionary right now, and there are some tangible assets or backed assets that are backing those projects. Because there are some of these projects that are already here, but the coins are here, but they're still just project. There is no actual platform that people are already using and stuff like that. But there are also other ones that have tangible project that people are using a lot. For example, Binance, for example, it's an exchange platform which is one of the leading exchange platform right now in terms of cryptocurrency. So people are using that, and it's a great tool. So like it might not be that easy for it to go like to completely vanish, but since people are using it, it gives you a little bit more confidence into the project or the company being there for a long term. Another
Mhm.
one that I would say about would be Uniswap, which is a decentralized exchange. This one also does a really amazing stuff. It's an exchange platform, but which is but an exchange that is decentralized. So what it means is just that when you go on an exchange, most of the time you need to um, create an account, verify your identity, and then deposit the money in the account, and then you want to start trading. But this Uniswap is completely opposite. You just come, you connect your wallet to their website, and you start trading. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows how much money you have. Nobody can touch your money. So it's completely decentralized, and people are using it a lot. There is a lot of liquidity going on Uniswap.
Mm.
So yeah, that
Yeah.
would be another one.
Just
And
one thing, there is a question from Stavros.
yeah,
Well, just following up with what Emmanuel said, of course, don't follow the Instagram and the Twitter hype because
Mm.
that's
Yeah.
where you get lost, and then you'll just be wasting your dollars. And just like what Bryce said, it's just you're playing a gambling game then, like almost like roulette.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly right. So that's why when you go into those small coins, you can put money that even if it goes to zero, you're not totally affected, right? So it's really like gambling, right? You put some money in and it can go super high, but you can also lose everything.
yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, since we are just on that topic, for example, I want to mention, for example, how this Dogecoin went from 0.00 something all the way to 0.45, I think. So this is literally like a meme. It's a meme on the internet, and people are like just pushing it on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, everything. But it doesn't have any meaning. There is no project behind this. It's just like people saying, "Hey, this is gonna go somewhere," you know. And yeah, it doesn't really mean anything at all.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's a bunch of these coins that are going on the market. Like for example, one of these coins. I don't know if you guys heard about Safe Moon. This coin, it kind of did the same thing as Dogecoin recently. It started from 0.0001. It went all the way to 0.00, I think, 15. But when they looked into it, it was just a little teenager who created a website and started promoting it on TikTok. And he owned 50% of all the token. And then when they asked him to release the tokens, he released them on the market. He became a millionaire, but he dumped the money of everybody else. Everybody else lost their money in this. And there is a bunch of coins like this. There is another one that happened in Quebec. So you need to be really careful, especially with TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. You need to do your own research before you go into this kind of stuff.
Yeah, totally. And if you hear about some stocks, it's you can just follow them. Sometimes I hear about some projects, and instead of going jumping into it, I just follow it sometimes for weeks, months, and eventually I realize that nothing happens. So there is no real rush, right, to jump on something if you don't know about it, especially. There's always going to have good opportunities, even if you miss one. There's always going to have some good ones in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions? No. Okay. So yeah. So like, if we have to go back to the original question, that is, if we think that the market is still gonna go down, actually, what I would think is that I'm just gonna share my opinion. It's just an opinion, right? So what I'm kind of doing right now, I'm waiting. So I'm just, especially today, there was a big bump, right, in the crypto, but I don't feel that we can really trust that, right? So just one bump might be just anything can happen, right? So it's always great to just wait a little bit, see how it goes. And same thing as I was saying, I don't feel like rushing into anything. So I rather just, even if it goes back up, I rather just wait and enter back after and see how it goes, because everything, there is a lot of indicators against the market, right? Saying that it might go down, it might be the end of the bull run. So yeah, just have to be super, super careful with that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What I would say too about that, just as a summary, is yeah, for me actually, I am really neutral right now in terms of Bitcoin and all the cryptos that are highly correlated to Bitcoin. But then when it comes to Ethereum, I might be a little bit bullish when it comes to Ethereum and crypto that are related to Ethereum. Yeah.
Yeah. So just one thing, those are opinions, personal opinions. So
Exactly.
I'll always do the research, but like me, I just feel that, especially with Emmanuel was saying on the Bitcoin, with those two double tops happening, big reversal patterns. Um, oh yeah, Sophia is asking something about Polkadot. Yeah, if we can
Mhm.
talk about Polkadot. So let's just go quickly over Polkadot. So what's the idea? I think that they have a blockchain, right, Emmanuel?
Yes.
If I'm right.
Yeah. So Polkadot, they have a blockchain too,
Hmm.
and there is a lot of projects that are being launched from Polkadot. It's like Ethereum, um, but yeah, it's just like a newer version of Ethereum. But of course, Ethereum is still leading. And the problem right now with Ethereum is the gas fees. Most of the time, when you use Ethereum, for people who have used it, when you are trying to send something on Ethereum platform, you need to pay at least $15 to $25. And especially, and if you are trying to exchange or buy something from those decentralized platforms, you really pay a lot of money. So Polkadot and Cardano, that is what they are bringing to. They're trying to reduce that. They're trying to fight Ethereum against that by bringing a cheaper, uh, a cheaper blockchain where you can build and transfer your assets and your crypto without paying a lot of money, and it has a lot of attention. Polkadot has a lot of attention. A lot of projects that are working with Polkadot right now. Um, yeah, I believe it is a good project actually, to be honest. Um, and yeah, and since it's still kind of brand new, I believe it still has some upside, some pretty good upside. Yeah.
So I just posted something in the chat. So one of the main difference between Ethereum and some others like Polkadot and Cardano, it's the fact that in technology, Ethereum is using proof of work and Polkadot is using proof of stake. So the difference between both is that once we need to add something to the blockchain, we need to have a lot of calculation power, right? So proof of work requires a lot of people to agree on this new block to be added, which requires more people involved, more computer involved and all. But proof of stake is based on picking people that can validate the transaction or validate the new block. So it requires a lot less, right? So that's why some projects like Polkadot and Cardano seems to be really more promising, but at the same time, they don't have the same market that Ethereum has, right? So Ethereum 2.0 is going to go into proof of stake. So now they're still in the game, right, against Polkadot and Cardano. It's something to know, right, if you're looking for to invest into one of those two, that the main thing that they have better than Ethereum right now is the way they're validating the blocks. But
Yeah.
now Ethereum is going to go the same way as they do. All right. So that was really good. I don't know if you guys have any other questions, if you want to raise your hand, or is there a question? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Stavros, you can open your microphone.
So just wanted to say for the group in general, when you guys are speaking, it's very important that if you're thinking about Ethereum, Bitcoin, or any crypto, look into your research with Google and all that stuff to see what countries are accepting it, because that that eliminates half your headache. If a country is not accepting, let's say, Dogecoin or whatever, then you know that you don't want to invest, or if you want to begin investing. But Emmanuel was spot on with the Ethereum. There's more countries that are accepting cryptocurrency overall, which, of course, I'm in America, so our news is a little construed, and I can't see what's over in Japan or what's over in the Asian markets all the time. But if you just do a little research, it comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really, really good to know, really important to know. So yeah, always it's part of yeah, doing your own research. And yeah, I think it's quite easy. Just on Google, you can type it and you can type countries or something, then you can have all of that information. So before we end, I'm just going to share the website, our website. So we are the workshop that is coming. So if you didn't RSVP for it, you can take a look on the website. It's going to be on May 8th. It's going to be introduction to stocks and crypto. So crypto is going to be on May 22nd and stocks is going to be on May 8th. So it's going to be 2 hours, 2 hours with Emmanuel and 2 hours with Ashley. Neon has a question.
Hey guys, thank you so much so far for the presentation. It's been really informative. But just a quick question on my end. It may have been something you answered either earlier on the call or on another call, but I mean, with everything going on in terms of the price of cryptos and the market sort of taking a hit in the last couple of days, and I think, Bryce, you had mentioned that you're neutral, and Emmanuel, you had mentioned you're somewhat neutral but a bit more bullish on Ethereum. When it comes to let's say Bitcoin or Ethereum, if it does happen to take another hit, because it looks like today it went back up, or prior to that it was on the down, what indicators are you looking at to make that decision as to when would be a good time to move from neutral to, putting your money into those back into those asset classes again?
Mm-hmm. That's a good one. Let me just open my all right. So as I said, I like to play personally with moving averages. So now on my chart, I have the 100 moving average, and I'm always adding some more, right? So I'm gonna add, let's say this one, I'm gonna put maybe 50 moving average, and otherwise something faster as well. So just to have an idea of how it is. So this one is the night moving average. It's always great to take a look when they are going to cross each other. So let's say this one, which is my fastest one in orange, I'm going to look for a crossover the 50. Let's say if I'm putting something a bit, I'm going to change that input. So instead of putting 50, I'm going to look for the 21, for the 20. And yeah, I'm always waiting for that crossover. So that's kind of how I'm looking at the market. It doesn't work for all, like everything you want to invest in, but looking at the Bitcoin, you can see that it's something that I've used in the past, right? I wouldn't say that it works all the time, but I've used it a lot in the past. So you can see every time where we see that crossing over, then you can see that it's going to go back up for a little bit, and we're going to a bull run. So that's kind of like an easy indicator I like to use. I'm also looking at some other stuff, also looking at the news and everything else, but it's kind of an easy way to just have an idea of where the market goes. So only with those two, which is quite simple. I don't want to use to go too far with other indicators, but only with that, basically, it gives a super great idea where the market goes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bryce.
Yeah, personally, I also use kind of the same indicators: the moving average, RSI, and some market patterns. So, for example, there are those the triangle, the double top, support and resistance trend lines. So once you know those, or you are able to identify those, they really facilitate your analysis when it
Mhm.
comes to looking at the market.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, you're gonna go over that right in the workshop, Emmanuel, right?
Yeah, we'll talk about that in the workshop a
Hmm.
little bit more in deep.
Hmm. All right, that's good. So yeah, I would say thank you very much, Emmanuel. Thanks, Travis, for also taking part of the conversation. Thanks, Josh. And you can always ask questions in the Telegram chat. And if you're in the newsletter, we keep on sharing. We also share a lot of crypto, right? So if you're interested in knowing about the projects, the upcoming projects, and all, and some great opportunities, we're sharing all of that in the newsletter. So I encourage you to take a look. So yeah, thank you very much for all. It was really super interesting, and have a great evening.
Thanks everyone for coming. Good evening.